So I grew up in the 2000s, which means I had access to the internet at my fingertips. But this also meant that I grew up in a time where parents did not understand yet that you should closely monitor what your child is looking at on the internet. So one time as a teenager, I was on YouTube watching videos, scrolling around, and I come across this video of a family who had noticed some weird stuff going on in their house. Things missing, things out of place, and they ended up setting up a camera, and this YouTube video was of the footage. And in the footage, you see a woman come out of their ceiling, and she's eating the food in their fridge, she's watching their TV, she's using their stuff whenever they leave the house or they're sleeping. And then when they come home or they wake up, she goes back up into the ceiling. This video deeply disturbed me. So I do more research, and I go down the rabbit hole, and I find out that this happens all the time. There are people who live in houses that other people are living in without their knowledge. And it's so common, these people have a name. They are called froggers, and doing this is called frogging. So I keep researching, because what do you mean this happens all the time? And I found out something even creepier. Not only does it happen everywhere, all the time, but usually the people doing it are not doing it because they need to. It's not because they're about to be homeless or something. It's because they want to see if they can get away with it. To them, it's like the ultimate game of hide and seek. So it creeped me out, but at this time, I'm living with my parents, my brother. I don't really feel like I'm at a big risk of this happening to me. But I grow up and I move out, and when I first moved out, I lived completely by myself. No people, no pets. And I started noticing that when I went to grab something, it wasn't where I recalled leaving it. And things were missing that I knew I had bought. And I'm like, what's going on? And you know, a normal person would blame a ghost. But my brain recalls this video that I watched, and I knew there was only one explanation. I've got a frogger. There's a person living in my house. I would be the perfect victim of frogging from all of the research I've done. So I freak out, and I run in my master bathroom, and I lock the door, and I call my mom. Mom, there's a person secretly living in my house. They're called froggers. I did a lot of research on this back in high school. I don't know what to do. And she goes, Taylor, you are batshit crazy. There's not somebody living in your house. You're anxious and you're paranoid. And I'm like, no, Mom, I'm telling you, I bought this thing, and then I put it over here, and now it's gone. And then I set my jacket down here, and it's in my bedroom. I didn't put it there. She goes, well, go check. What do you mean, go check? What do I do when I find the frogger, Mom? She goes, take a knife with you. Oh my God, you're being so dramatic. I'll stay on the phone with you. So I go in the kitchen, I grab my biggest butcher knife, and I'm walking around my house shaking, ripping open every door, ready to find the frogger. And I get to the very last door. And this door goes to a tiny closet underneath my staircase. The perfect place for a frogger to hide. And I rip open the door, knife ready, and what do I see? Nothing, because that's crazy. There's not somebody living in my house. Why would I think that? Why was that my first thought? And some time passes, and it's a different night, and I'm hungry, so I go in the fridge for a snack, and I open up the fridge, and I get a brand new package of blackberries, and I open it up. There's some blackberries missing. I learned my lesson, guys. So I came up with a reasonable explanation, even more reasonable than the ghost. It had to have been my boyfriend at the time. He had been over that day. He probably helped himself to a snack. So I called him, hey, do you have my blackberries? He says, no. Well, if there's one thing I do know, it's that the number one sign of a frogger is missing food. So I said, you have to get over here right away. There is somebody secretly living in my house. And he comes over. We were freshly dating, like maybe 3 months at this time. And he shows up, gun in hand. And he and I are sneaking through my house, opening every door. We're whispering, like, I don't know, they could be in the closet. The closet would be a good spot. Where's the attic? I don't know. I've never been up there before. And we get to the last door, the door that goes underneath the staircase. gun in hand, he swings that door open, and what do we see? Nothing. I'm still batshit crazy. And for some reason, he kept dating me for a long time after that, so what's that say about him? And just a few nights ago, I'm in my basement, and my foosball table has been moved diagonally. This has happened to me quite a few times now, so I think to myself, God, I hope I catch this robber soon.